Good morning, brothers and sisters. I still reflect on the bread-breaking meeting yesterday. Especially, the Lord has opened his heart so that we can understand more about Abba, the Lord and the Holy Spirit. They really want us to draw near them. The Lord even yawned for us in the Song of Solomon. Let me see your face, let me hear your voice. He had to give himself for his longing. The curtain of the temple was torn into two from top to bottom, so that we can enter into the holy place. We can now face to face with Abba. How precious! The Lord abides in our hearts. He is with us 24 hours a day. His love dream has accomplished on us. I'd like to have the hymn singing and worshipping with you. The hymn I'd like to sing is in the Hymnal 2, page 164, 24 hours presence. We will sing the first stanza and the chorus. So let's quiet your heart first. We are singing to the Lord. Not just we want to sing, but our object is the Lord. When we sing, we shall take notice of the lyrics, or you can enjoy it, or you can even stop while you are singing, or I encourage you to have the worshiping after singing. So let us sing. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
24 hours presence with me. What a sweet and precious blessing. Who is so close to me but you? You're my presence held in time of need. 24 hours presence with me. I count on you, pour out my heart. You are my beloved and best friend. Carry me ahead and hold my hand. Presence day and night, how warm and sweet. With you by my side, I'm not alone. Presence day and night, join heart to heart. Living with you, I taste heavenly bliss.
He's really so precious, though I may not be with him 24 hours, but he is 24 hours presence with me. Do you know what I mean? There are times we may be asleep, we're sick. Do you know Abba and the Lord wouldn't leave us? When we are in deep sleep, Abba and the Lord are thinking of us, watching over us, they're gazing on us. I really like the last sentence of the chorus. Living with you, I taste heavenly bliss. The Lord has brought us back to Abba, that is the heavenly Jerusalem. We can live with him every day to enjoy the heavenly bliss. You and I can enjoy the heavenly bliss, though we haven't returned to the heaven yet. The glory and the beauty of heaven, the love from Abba and the Lord to us are the same. I hope we can enjoy the hymn and you can sing one more time. Brothers and sisters, not just we are singing, but remember, we come before the Lord. It's good you have some time to worship.
24 hours presence with me. What a sweet and precious blessing. Who is so close to me but you? You're my presence held in time of need. 24 hours presence with me. I count on you, pour out my heart. You are my beloved and best friend. Carry me ahead and hold my hand. Presence day and you by my side, I'm not alone. Presence day and night, join heart to heart. Living with you, I taste heavenly bliss.
The verses I'd like to read with you is in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 6, verse 38. And it said, "Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed it down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you." The Lord encouraged us here to give and to help others, and how God encouraged us. God will pour the blessing over you. He's using the good measure. That means He will not owe you. Pressed it down, shaken together. That means He has bonus goes to you. Running over. That means it's a lot for you. To put into your lap. That means it's too much which you cannot hold it spiritually. It doesn't mean that you give $1 and God will give you $10 in return. God will give you the more precious things, be twice as much to you. This is the happiness and the satisfaction spiritually. The Lord really encourages you to help others, right? And sometimes you may not know you are blessed greatly after you have helped others. Therefore, do not focus on yourself or your needs are great. Someone should help me first. Instead, I offer my help to others. Actually, it might not be true that your problem is the greatest. When you look at others, you may realize your problem is a minor issue. Let us read one more verses in the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 1 to 3. And it said, "Let brotherly love continue. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. Remember those who are in prison, as though in prison with them, and those who are mistreated, since you also are in the body." The verse is mentioned to care about others' needs. In verse 2 mentions someone has shown hospitality to strangers in the old days. The way they helped others were to show hospitality to strangers. They received them with gladness and even invite them to come for dinner at home. It mentions some have entertained angels unawares. You see how blessed they were. I believe it was quoted in the book of Genesis, chapter 18. It was the experience of Abraham and Sarah. They were entertained three strangers fervently. They gave an abundant meal to them, and they were angels who brought good news to them. I would like to encourage brothers and sisters. Many a time we may concentrate on looking at yourself and cannot see the great needs in this world. When you see the needs in the world and you are willing to help, then you will discover your own problem is really a minor issue. I'd like to tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a poor man. He got nothing to do. You find that he is so poor, so he blamed everyone and everything. He thought of being a beggar, but the food which he begged might be little. In other words, he didn't know the purpose of life. All he knew was he was so poor and kept blaming others. He thought he was badly treated by God. One day he decided to seek a wise man in the mountain. He wanted to see if this wise man could help to solve his problems, to lift him out of poverty, to solve his wandering in life. So he headed off the next day. He was begging all the way. He passed through a rich man's house one night. The house was very beautiful, and he knocked on the door. There he came. The housekeeper opened the door and said, "What do you want?" And the poor guy answered, "Can you give me something to eat?" The owner of the house came back at the same time and saw him. The owner said, "Why do you come here at this time of the day and you're begging?" Then the poor guy told the rich man why was he passing by. Then he was on his way to look for the wise man in the mountain to seek the solution of his problem. The owner heard it. He invited him to go into his house and serve him food and some money. The poor guy asked, "Why do you give me the money?" The rich man said, "I have a daughter who is 16 years old. She don't talk much and has no friend. She was very unhappy all day long. Can you please do me a favor? Can you ask the wise man for me? Does he have a solution for my daughter?" This poor guy heard it, and he agreed he would help, and off he went to continue his journey. He continued his way, and he saw a mountain. There was a valley downhill. He went into the house and asked for water. He saw an old man. He was holding a walking stick made of jade. He was very old, but he looked quite smart. The old man served him with water and asked him where he was going. This poor guy told the old man the same story. This old man was holding his hand and said, "Can you please do me a favor? Can you ask the wise man in the mountain? I have lived long for 70 years, but I'm so naive, and I have never left this village. How I can broaden my horizons? I'm dying soon. I really want to know how I can widen my eyes. Can you please ask that wise man for me?" The poor guy felt pity on this old man, so he agreed to help him. The poor guy then moved on his journey. He came to the riverside and thinking how to go across the river. He was so distressed and burst into tears. Suddenly, a young fisherman appeared. He was fishing on a boat. He then asked the poor guy, "Why are you crying?" The poor guy repeats the same old story again. The young fisherman was studying hard and didn't want to do fishing anymore. He tried hard to study, but still has no progress. He was doubting whether he will be the fisherman for his entire life. Then he asked the poor guy to do him a favor. "If you can see the wise man, can you ask the wise man for me how I can be smart and do good in my study? Please." The poor guy agreed to help him. This free man has helped him. The poor guy has their needs in his heart. He continued to move on his way. All of a sudden, he fainted and fell on the ground. Then he saw the wise man in the mountain. He was so happy. The wise man asked him, "Why are you coming here for?" The poor guy answered, "I'm here to ask you a question and see if you can help me." The wise man agreed to help straight away and said, "Well, I'm willing to help with some conditions. You can only ask me 3 questions." The poor guy thought in his heart, "I have many questions to ask. Let's see how many questions I have to ask." The poor guy thought, "The young fisherman has a bright future. His days shouldn't be wasted. I have to ask the question for him. The old man is counting down his life on earth. He is suffering. I shall ask for him his question as well. And the rich man's daughter, she is only 16 years old. She has a long way to go, and she is unhappy too. He has made the decision. He asked the first question. The wise man said, "The young fisherman loves the pearls in the oyster. If he is willing to forsake the pearls and concentrate on his study, he is the fisherman no more." The wise man then answered him the second questions. The old man was holding his favorite jade rod. He was missing his paws and loved to show off his one and the only jade rod. You can tell the old man his health is still good. All he has to do is to lay down his jade rod and his pride. He can touring around and widen his horizon. The poor guy has understood and asked the third question about the 16 years old girl. The wise man answered, "If this young lady can meet her true love, she cannot be satisfied with the material things. Her heart will be free and be happy." Suddenly, the wise man disappeared. The poor guy was very happy. Though he didn't ask his own questions, this wise man has already answered his question. On his way back, he had answered all the questions to each person. He realized his questions wasn't really a big problem. He really had no regret at all. He became more proactive and was motivated to help others. He found a way of happiness, and he has got away the poverty. Brothers and sisters, it's true. All we need to do is to see God and His will. We are willing to coordinate with Him. You will discover your problems is really a minor issue, for God creates us with a greater purpose. He wants us to be His intimate friend. Therefore, can you find the answer of your life? May the Lord bless you.